I just finished editing this video and I realized when going through it, a lot of people are only clicking on this because you want to know the method. I'm not going to tell you the specific time, but right now at the front of the video, I'm going to tell you how it works. Do not summon on any banners until a specific day. Then if you summon on the banner on that specific day at a specific time, that's it. No going in and out of menus, no clicking around. That is literally it. That is all he told me. That is all I did. And in the one time I did it did in fact work. A lot of people are going to say, what day, what time? You can start putting it together yourself. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out. But I don't want to divulge that final specific because I did promise him. I'm already ruining my promise now. This way I can hold on to a little bit. If you understand, you understand. If you don't, you don't. Let's get into it. Okay, this is how it works. For my peace of mind, I need to say it. I'm not going to tell you the specific time, but basically it's a specific time on a specific day, and that is literally it. There's a control factor in that whether you had summoned before or after, but there was nothing time-based in that. It's either you had done it or you hadn't, and that is it. There was no clicking, there was no nothing. He told me there was a specific time that he would summon on a specific day, and it always led to the first divine summon being a legendary, and then I tried it, and it worked. He told me it was that simple. I didn't believe him. I tried it. It was. My sample size is 1. His sample size is 13. 13 is pretty good, but it's not that special. I will say the fact that it happened over and over means it probably is real. For me, I don't know though. Maybe his account is just blessed. Maybe this won't work on my account. But when I did it, at the time he told me, on the day he told me, having not summoned in the way he told me before, it worked. That was literally it. This game is not pure RNG. None of these games are pure RNG. They are cyclical. They have rotating seeds. They have rotating probabilities. A lot of people are resistant to that because you want to think it's all random and happy, but it is not. The finger pointing, I get it. I totally was wrong in how this would be received. I sincerely at no point thought people would be more than like a little miffed. I swear to God, I really swear to you. I'm bearing my heart for you right now. I had not anticipated it. I was so wrong. I was so wrong. I've never gotten more negativity, and you guys know now and again I get a lot of negativity. I have never gotten even close to as much negativity, and I do apologize, and I'm actually saying sorry. You guys might remember with the W Gold thing, with the exploit thing, which it seems a lot of people are still furious about, I never said sorry. I understand why you might be frustrated that I never said sorry, but for that, I really am not sorry. I was one of the messengers. I wasn't even the first messenger. I might have been the messenger with the loudest blow horn or whatever, the loudest microphone, the loudest mega horn, whatever you call that. But that's all I feel like I was. And it was very popular. And I felt I was just helping spread the word. I feel like there's a lot of hypocrites, a lot of people that did it or publicly said they wish they could have been able to do it. And then they didn't. All I did was report on the news. The reason I didn't take that video down and the reason I'm not going to take down the Fred method video is because I feel like that is cowardly. That is pretending something didn't happen. It is part of news. I always give pinned things or things in the description updating on the situation, but I'm not trying to hide myself back in the woods or something and pretend I did nothing right or wrong or somewhere in between. A lot of people feel like I did something very wrong or very right, and that's fine. But I'm not going to delete videos. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I make content on the game. I make some of the more high effort guides, whether you think they're good or not. I put a lot of work into that stuff, and that's a big cornerstone of my channel. I do a lot of advice and evaluations on new heroes, and if I think they'd be good for your account. I do a lot of BS summons and stuff like that and streams. And then I do when there's random news, when there's like a drama because they mess up the update, or some guy flippin' tells me he summoned 13 legendaries in a row. I think the mistake I made was doing it on my own account. That certainly is a mistake. And I was not trying to reap the benefits of the thing he figured out, right? The trick he figured out, the what did he call it? The strategy, or what did he call it? The system. That's what he called it. The system he figured out. I should not have let myself benefit from that. I also really regret that I already awakened my Twyla. I happily would just use that as a 5-star chicken. And if you think that means I'm still getting use out of it, I promise you, I have over 150 of the 5-star fodder heroes. Look at that. I'm so crazy I called them chickens instead of psychic powers. You guys got me back to my raid days. You're putting some toxicity in my brain. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to cast any blame on anyone, but I am trying to explain in my head, because he literally just said, don't do any summoning until this point. then do it at this point and do it in this way. And that's all I did. There was no clicky clacking. There was nothing external. To me, this doesn't even strike me as an exploit or a bug. Maybe it depends how you use the word exploit. It's taking advantage of some weird clockwork within the game, right? But that's all I saw it as. So I did not think of this as sinister. I have in some way been enlightened because I see how jealous this made people, how frustrated this made people, how disappointed this made people. And I do get that. And I can own that. This is one I am saying sorry for. Like, I misinterpreted the video I created and I misjudged how it would then be consumed by you guys. Like 100%. 100%. I'm not trying to put on any face at all here or anything like that. I want to pretend it's not hard to get a lot of negative comments and really crazy accusations and a lot of DMs. A lot of people feel comfortable DMing me, which I guess power to you. But it really does hurt. So that's probably why I'm like snapping and making this video. I hope I'm keeping a cool head. I'm going to only edit it for the couple times I stutter. I want to keep this as stream of consciousness, but that's where I was at. So if you wanted to know how it worked, I'm not going to tell you the exact time. I want to preserve one shred of what Fred told me, because I did promise him, and I'm at least halfway walking back that promise, if not totally betraying him, and I do apologize. But that being said, this is not something they're going to be able to quickly fix. It's not like a patch out thing. The whole game is built into this weird clockwork, this weird cycling of seeds based upon time. He told me his hot time. I read the thing. I said, no freaking way that's going to work in my head. But I said, all right, tell me more. And then he sent me all the evidence. And I was like, all right, maybe I believe him. I'm going to try it on the day he told me to try it, at the time he told me to try it. And lo and behold, it worked. That is all I did. He told me not to summon, then he told me what day to summon, and he told me what time to summon. I did it, and it happened. You could see from his images, sometimes he got Magnus, sometimes he got Lucius, sometimes he got Eloin. There was the whole, array of rarity, or not rarity, but quality of these rare legendary heroes. He got some trash, he got some superstar heroes. You guys get it. I don't think that controls for it at all, but clearly I think there are moments when if you summon at the right moment, you can get the right thing, or at least that's what I think he proved, and it worked for me. I don't think I proved it because I only did it once. I still had, right, with a 6% chance, I still had like a 1 in 15 or 16 chance to get it, which isn't likely, but it can happen. But obviously it's interesting that I did what he said and it did work. And yeah, I should not have done it to benefit myself, and that sucks. I think a lot of the accusations that this is so unfair and it's disrupting the competitive balance, I have two responses for that. One, I've had other people message me about this stuff before. Theories, if you do it this time, if you do it at this channel, if you do it in this way. I've had things way more complicated than just telling me a date and a time. I ignore that stuff because there's not enough evidence, but obviously people are privy to this kind of seed cycling, this kind of time-based stuff. This is happening in many circles. It just is. So if that's disappointing to hear about the game, I get it. A lot of people you don't remember because you just think of me. I mean, some of you do, but some people, especially the ones that don't like me, you think of me as this mainstream big bad guy or whatever. I started my channel making my guides and everything, but the thing that kind of really got me going was how much I would lose my mind out of how clearly the rates in this game were rigged. There was no such thing as common bucket legendaries, ultra rare, rare. Those are all terms I made up that are now somewhat parlance, right? They're somewhat commonplace in our our daily vocabulary in this game. But that's because I discovered that, and then huge thanks to T and everyone else and the thousands of you that participated in my studies, literally proving it, T officially proving it with the game file before they decided, ooh, players aren't supposed to know stuff. Let's lock that all away. And then they obscured it. They hid all that stuff from us. I've always hated this. I've always seen through the non-randomness, the riggedness, the lies in the game, the lies in the rates, and it's always upset me. This was another example of it. I apologize I presented as a silly, cute thing. It isn't, right? Because some people were like, I mean, it's not how I feel, but I get why you did feel that way, that like it's so unfair and you felt very jealous because like, why does Fred get that and you don't? I get that, right? I think sometimes because I view the game as like the broad game and not the game through like the lens of my account or my 2 accounts or whatever. And I'm thinking of the community and I'm thinking of content and I'm thinking of engagement and I'm thinking of talking directly with you guys and I'm thinking of streaming. I think I use this expression a lot when I'm criticizing people, but I'll criticize myself right now. I think I lose the forest sometimes for the trees. right? I'm losing the big picture because it's just funny because I'm really zoomed out, but I'm losing the way you guys view the big picture. So I think I came off as taunting or insensitive or some kind of freaking asshole. And I get that and I own that and I'm sorry. And that video is in poor taste. I hear a lot of people saying I did that video for clicks or clout or money. Obviously, I post things for views. I'm not going to pretend I don't. Like, I don't post things just for views, but things get views, and that's how my channel is able to survive and support me and allow me to do this. It is my full-time job, guys. I know some people scoff at that, but it's quite a well-paying full-time job. I'm accepting that. There is some shallowness. There is some monetary reward. There is some commerciality in what I'm doing here. That being said, that video sucked in terms of trying to make money off YouTube. It's not going to get that many views. And even if it does, it wasn't at the 8-minute mark, which if you don't know is the only way to actually get ads on your video. I made that video because I thought it was fun and cute and interesting. I thought it would piss a couple people off, but get people kind of hyped up and excited about the game and intrigued. I was super wrong about like 80% of you. And I'm sorry for that. I'm also sorry if I'm somewhat meandering in my thoughts right now and somewhat, losing pace here. I didn't have any notes or anything. I just decided on a whim that I was going to film this. I hate that I'm filming this as a third piece of content, a second video on this a day. It is what it is, but it happened. And I'm not taking the video down. I'm not going to pretend it didn't happen. It was a mistake I made, and I'm going to own my mistake. It will sit there. But I'll tell you right now, people are very concerned about how much money that video will make, and I'm this big sellout. I did a lot of charity fundraiser things in the past. I've raised thousands of dollars. I promise you right now, not only will I take, and I'll show you we'll wait a week so the video can get enough traction to make some money. It won't be much, but it'll make some money. We'll see how much it makes. We'll pick a charity. I would like to donate again to the Lung Cancer Foundation or something like that, but you guys can make charity suggestions in the comments if you want. We'll take the amount of money that video made and I'll double it, right? I'll take that money I got from that video and then I'll double that amount total. So the video makes $30, we'll donate $60 to whatever cause you want. So much of what I do is not about money. I could make thousands of dollars a month off my website. It's just a fact, guys. We're at 1.3 million clicks over the past 4 weeks. I could make so much more money if I went into banking as I was supposed to do when I got my business degree, right? I have a master's in finance. I was doing iBanking interviews all up until COVID when I was living abroad and doing interviews in London. I'm not trying to flex on you. I'm not trying to say anything, but the amount of, and I get it, I'm putting myself out there in this public space on the internet. The amount of people always assuming the worst about me, especially fellow content creators always assuming the worst about me, is really, it feels dreadful. And probably sometimes I do deserve it. I'm not perfect at all, but I do promise my intentions are never nasty. They really aren't. I do this because it's fun, man. It's paying the bills and it's freaking fun. It really is. Ask anyone that's doing it, right? And unless you truly start to hate it, even the worst days, even today, as bad as it's probably been for my brain and my soul, it still was kind of fun. You know, in between this video I'm making now and the video I did before, we had an hour and 15 meeting with our whole website team and 2 new members of the team. Like, it's always interesting. It's always creative. It always feels industrious. It always feels entrepreneurial. I feel so privileged that I do get to do this. Occasionally, I'm going to make a mistake. I'm new to video games, maybe more than occasionally. Depends how critical you want to be with me. I'm new to video games, believe it or not. I'm still very fresh in content. I come off smart to some people sometimes, but in a lot of ways, I'm a dumbass and I'm an idiot. And there's so many things I don't know and I should know better. And this was a good example of that. This was bad. And I think I made some people feel bad, and I feel bad about that. And I can't believe I'm making an apology video. I really can't believe it. I kind of always was like, I hope I never make an apology video. We're doing it right now. So there you go, guys. I am sorry. And that's the gist of how it worked. I'm not going to tell you the specific time. I want to maintain one shred of my loyalty to Fred, who you guys can say, oh, he's a dirty exploiter. He figured out himself. He's a solo player. He's not from some big cluster or big guild. He's just a guy with a late game account who is having a pretty nice benefit, but a private, non-game obstructive benefit for himself. I get why we're jealous of it, but it's not like it was uncovered. And this could even be that some of the biggest guilds are doing some crazy stuff. Unthinkable, right? But you know what I'm saying? That's it. So because of my little bit of loyalty left to Fred, and I feel really bad as I finish this video now that I backtracked on it. Like I said, at least a huge chunk of the promise I made him. I will tell you, it was about not summoning to a point, then at the right day, at the right time that he told me, summoning and it working. That was literally it. There was no going in and out of the game, going in and out of menus. There was nothing. That is literally all he told me. That is literally all I did. You guys can play around with stuff. Yes, I'm sure Moonton's going to see this and they can patch it, but they're not going to be able to take away the times. So you can always play around and hunt the times, at least for the time being. I don't really know, or don't do it. If you think it's a bug, it's an exploit, whatever. I'm trying to just be completely see through here, or at least 99%, because at the end of the day, I'm still not telling you the exact time. But there's only so many days in the week, only so many days you can summon on, and only so many hours in the day. You can probably put 2 and 2 together. So there you go, guys. I've been Fastidious. I am not, no matter what happens, I'm not going to make a video like this for, let's say, at least till 2025. Hopefully a lot more than just till the end of the year, because I'm done with it, man. And like I said, if you still feel bad about me and stuff, it's sincerely no hard feelings if you want to go check out other content. I hope you were already checking out a lot of the good content already out there to begin with. So that's where we stand. Thank you. Bye. Share with your mother also. Why not? Why not? Why not?